This is my Camino Primitivo women's packing list for spring and summer, and I'm Lainey. This is Days We Spend. We just finished hiking the Camino Primitivo from Oviedo to Santiago de Compostela in mid-May. We had a really good time. We had some wet weather, but I also really loved all the gear that I brought, and I want to share that with you. Let's start with what I wore. I'm wearing a merino wool t-shirt. This one is by Smart Wool. I will say, I wish I had a long sleeved merino wool shirt to hike in. We had some really chilly days, especially on the Hospitales route. And on the hot days, I just don't like slathering sunscreen all over me. So whether you're a short sleeves or a long sleeves person, I still recommend merino wool. My shorts I'm wearing are Patagonia's hiking shorts. They have a button, a zipper, and a drawstring. And can someone please explain to me why hiking shorts have belt loops and buttons and zippers? It takes a long time to take them off when you're peeing outside. But also, if you're wearing a belt, it's gonna get in the way of your hip belt. So I just find it's too much stuff there. I did like the length of the shorts. I felt like they were good coverage. I wasn't worried about sitting down and my underwear showing. And they were really quick dry, so when I got soaked in the rain, they dried pretty quickly throughout the day. Overall, love the shorts, just don't like how they fasten onto my body. I'm wearing 2 pairs of socks. One is a silk sock liner from REI, and the other one are merino wool socks from Darn Tough. I like these lower crew cut ones. They're just the socks I've worn on 3 Caminos now. Continuing with my merino wool journey, I have a bra and underwear set from Brandwin Merino Wool, and it's just a black little like sports bralette because I don't need too much support personally when I'm hiking. I just want something that won't smell, which is merino wool. And I'm wearing pretty full coverage underwear. That's a black bikini cut merino wool underwear. I'm wearing a buff on my head. Sometimes this was also used as a neck scarf or a gaiter, and just all around great thing to have. If I was going to change it, I would maybe bring a merino wool buff because the Hospitales route and just the Primitivo in general is very mountainous. So sometimes you have some kind of chilly days, and something with a little more warmth would have been nice. I have a sun hat, full coverage by Sunday afternoons. It's actually a child's hat because I really wanted it in purple. Gloves. I really hate my hands being cold, especially since I use hiking sticks, so a pair of gloves I wore every single morning. This is a rain jacket. This is the Patagonia Torrent Shell rain jacket. I love this thing. You need a really good layer for the rain on the Primitivo. So get something that's breathable. This one's got good pit zips, which are zippers right on the armpit. You can breathe while you're hiking up that mountain in the rain. The other clothes I brought mostly lived in my bag until I got to town and for the albergue because I had 1 set of hiking clothes and 1 set of town clothes. The only exception being that all my socks and underwear could be both town or trail clothes. The second pair of underwear is also by Brandwin. Black, really nice, basic merino wool underwear, very comfortable to hike in. And to sleep in at night in the albergues because that's what I would sleep in. I would get into my sleeping bag, take off my pants, and sleep in my underwear. I have a second bra from Brandwin Merino. This one is a nude color because I have 1 in black and 1 in nude. I have a second pair of sock liners. I think these are a synthetic fabric, and I think I got them at REI. They're pretty old and they still are in good shape. I really like a sock liner because I didn't get a single blister this Camino, and it was amazing. So it's a personal choice what you like to do with your feet, but sock liners help prevent friction from your sock directly on your skin. The friction goes onto the liner. My second pair of socks are these Darn Tough socks that I brought on the Invierno. If you really wanted to bring a 3rd pair of socks and a 3rd pair of underwear, you can't really go wrong with that. Especially when there's really cold and wet days, some of your gear just won't really dry. I found myself putting on a lot of my clothes when it was damp after washing them at night so that they would dry a little faster, or I would like be at breakfast with damp socks on and use my body to dry it. I have another merino wool t-shirt. This one is by Unbound Merino. It's just the softest merino wool that I have, and I knew if I'd be wearing this in town and I'd be wearing this to sleep in, I wanted it to be my soft pajama feel t-shirt. I have my favorite pants ever by Patagonia. These are the Happy Hike Studio Pants 2.0. Do like the 1.0 ones better though. 2.0 are good too. Good pair of pants for the albergues and walking around town in the afternoons and evenings. I could have hiked in these. I didn't need to. I just wore shorts the whole time. And my last item of clothing is my Patagonia puffy jacket. This thing has seen some better days, as I've had it since 2015. And that is a testament to how high quality their gear is, so it's worth that price. You're gonna want a good layer. It does get chilly up in the mountains, whether that's a fleece or a puffy jacket. Pick one, stick with it. I love my puffy jacket. Last thing is the shoes. So we have my camp shoes and trail shoes. My camp shoes are my trusty Croc sandals that have gone on every Camino I've ever done, so that's 4. I love these shoes since they dry really fast in the shower. I do think on the next Camino I'm going to bring a pair of sandals though that are a little better for walking around town. Crocs, you might retire. I keep them in a little plastic bag. It's crinkly and wrinkly, but I don't like the rest of my gear getting dirty. And the shoes I hiked in, I got some Ultra Lone Peak trail runners. These are the 6. My life has changed. I'm an infinite convert to the trail runner. I like a 0 drop. If you're not a 0 drop person, don't do it for the Camino only. Maybe get a different brand of shoe that's not a flat 0 drop. But my favorite thing is the wide toe bed so that my toes had lots of room for no blisters. It's a lot of city walking on the Camino. You're not just in the woods. You really want something with a lot more squish. So I was really happy to have these pretty squishy shoes. So for sleeping, I brought 2 different items. I have my Cocoon sleep sack, which I really like to use as a inner layer, and it's essentially a little mummy bag, so I can put my valuables into the mummy bag and sleep with them at night without worrying of them like falling off the bed. I also brought my rumple down blanket because I don't really like to use some of the albergue blankets. They're sometimes dirty. Although my husband has no problem using them, I liked my down blanket as an option. If you have a light sleeping bag, you can also just bring a light sleeping bag, but I don't own one of those, so I have these 2 as my choices. I have a little packing cube by Eagle Creek. Inside the packing cube is my little sleep gear, I guess. You don't need to have this in a packing cube. I do to keep my stuff together, and that is my sleep mask. Definitely need an eye mask for staying in albergues. And I wear hearing aids, so I have to bring a little dehumidifier. Sometimes I would also keep this little bag with my hearing aid accessories. There's like extra batteries. I have some earplugs in here. There's a couple random safety pins and just things you need for hearing aids, like cleaners, are in this bag. I'd usually keep that in here as well. So let's talk about my fanny pack or bum bag. I always say fanny pack. I'm American. And I have this REI 2-liter fanny pack. I found the size is just perfect for the credencial and for my phone. So I have my phone in here with all the straps so I don't drop it. I've got my wallet, which is Chums. If you need a passport, you're gonna put that in a Ziploc bag and keep that in your fanny pack. I have my Pilgrim's credencial, which we got in the albergue in Oviedo. They gave us this little like cute plastic sleeve to go with it. It is not waterproof though. So if this needs to stay dry, it's got to go into another Ziploc bag. A couple miscellaneous things in my fanny pack are some chapstick. This is a sunscreen chapstick. I have some soap flakes because you never know when you need some hand soap. A little cleaning cloth for my camera lens and a remote to take pictures of ourselves, which I only used, I think, twice. It's lightweight. Maybe not bring this again. Toiletries. Everything I have fits in this tiny little bag, plus my hairbrush, but it does fit in there. I just don't like to squish it. So I have a little hairbrush. Attached to this bag is my towel. This is an REI tiny little towel, and you know what? I adore the size. I adore how small it is in my bag. After 4 Caminos with a washcloth, I think it's time for a bigger towel. New towel! New towel, old towel. It's like 3 times the size, but I do have space in my bag, so that's not a big deal. But I think the towel itself is like 6 times the size of my washcloth. So stay tuned for the next Camino when I try out this bigger towel. It was recommended to us by our friend Sarah, and she has it and loves it. So thank you, Sarah. In the rest of the toiletry bag, we have travel toothbrush, toothpaste tablets, face moisturizer I decanted into a smaller container, my mouth guard since I grind my teeth, half a bar of soap in this Matador soap case so it dries from the inside out without getting gross, the Dr. Bronner soap because I can use it to clean everything, a comb, my natural solid deodorant that I decanted into a smaller container, lavender oil because a lot of albergues really smell from smelly pilgrims. No, your clothes are all wet. People smell. So put this on your pillow. Sleep real nice. A little plastic bag with some Q-tips, chapstick for nighttime, hair ties, and a few floss picks. And that's all my daily toiletries. You're a pilgrim. You don't really need a lot if you just take everything, turn it into something small. My first aid kit, ibuprofen, Iodex muscle rub, nail clippers, some safety pins, a little bit of allergy medicine, a large assortment of Band-Aids, some medical tape. I liked this kind better that my husband brought, better for blister prevention. Some Tums, antacids, Pepto-Bismol, and an anti-diarrheal. Some old gross lamb's wool, and new beautiful lamb's wool. Thank you, Sarah! A little bit of needle and thread for popping blisters, some KT tape, antibiotic ointment, a face mask, 2 knee braces, laundry sheets for doing laundry in a washing machine, a Kula cloth or a pee rag so that you don't need to use toilet paper when you go outside. I brought a trowel for going to the bathroom in the woods, and I actually didn't need it this time. Hand sanitizer. I have a couple types of sunscreen. There's a zinc tinted sunscreen for my face so that I don't look pasty white, and another tin of white zinc sunscreen because this stays on really well. Love these little tins. They go a long way, last a long time. I also thought it would be sunny and super hot, so I brought this tiny little container of like regular sunscreens that I thought I would slather all over my legs. It was rainy and cold the whole time, so I barely used it. A cork ball for rubbing out your feet and calves and self-massage. Sunglasses. These are from News. Carabiner. Packable tote bag. A notebook for a daily journaling and a little mini pen in a Ziploc so it protects them from the rain. Charger cable and charger plug, an EU one for my phone. Headphones, tripod, a bag for snacks and lunches on the road. This one is from Flying Tiger. It's the little foil lined one, so it kind of keeps your stuff at a nice temperature. Inside that bag I have some packs of tea, just a few, lightweight. When you want some tea, you can have some tea. A spork, noon thing, and an assortment of rubber bands and plastic bags for food storage. My husband carries this pocket knife, so you do need a knife for making sandwiches and all the picnics. This pocket knife is from Opinel, and you can buy these in lots of different places in Spain. They are wonderful. They're a French brand. Hiking poles. You know you need them. I like to drink my water out of a bladder system. This one is 3 liters. You don't need 3 liters. 2 is absolutely enough. It's just the one that I already have, and it goes with my backpack. It's got this bag that keeps your water at a nice temperature. I also have a little extra water bottle so that if I wanted to carry water around in town, I could do it in the small bottle or drink it next to my bed. And finally, the backpack. This is my 24-liter Usui bag. Clips on really uniquely, so it feels like a little running vest in a way. Don't bring a big bag. You'll have too much stuff because you're just going to fill it up. Limit how much stuff you bring so you protect your knees, your joints. You're going to have a much better Camino. This one is frameless and a roll top. You do you, but I really enjoyed using a roll top frameless, almost lightweight bag, but it is waterproof. It has a whole liner inside because you need to make sure your bag is waterproof because it's gonna rain. Total weight of my bag is 4.95 kilograms or 10.9 pounds base weight with no water. If I include the poles and the fanny pack, so everything I'm carrying, we are now at 6.05 kilograms or 13.3 pounds. Fully packed bag. There's still lots of space up at the top with the roll top for snacks. I even fit a bag of Cheetos in there.
Healthy.
And that's everything I brought on the Camino Primitivo. If I was doing this in summer, I would bring pretty much the same thing except maybe add a swimsuit to this packing list. If you have any gear you think I was missing, or if you have something that you absolutely love, leave it in the comments. Love to hear your ideas and suggestions. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Lainey, and those were the days I spent.